Today we're going to explore the 10 deadliest lakes in the world. Our first deadly lake is Frying Pan Lake. Frying Pan Lake is located in New Zealand's Waimangu Volcanic Rift Valley. As the name would suggest, Frying Pan Lake gets quite heated. It's so hot that it stays above 113 to 131 degrees Fahrenheit, making it one of the world's least inviting hot springs. The lake is over 400,000 square feet in size. The lake is shallow with an average depth of only 5.5 meters, but at the volcanic vents, the depth can go down to 18.3 meters. Hydrogen, sulfide, and carbon dioxide are emitted from this lake. The explosion that created the crater, known as the Mount Tarawera eruption, claimed the lives of over 100 people in 1886. Our next deadly lake is Lake Michigan in the United States. Lake Michigan is the lake that has the most deaths among 5 Great Lakes in North America. 7 people have drowned so far in 2022. Despite its reputation for powerful undercurrents claiming a minimum of a few lives each year, the warm, welcoming water is a favorite swimming spot for locals and visitors alike. The geometry of Lake Michigan's long shores make it specifically vulnerable to deadly currents, which are exacerbated by the piers and docks. The rapid and severe fluctuations in air and water temperatures boost the spontaneity and power of these currents. Our next deadly lake is Horseshoe Lake. Horseshoe Lake is located in the Sierra Nevada mountains and is part of the city of Mammoth Lakes, formed by a volcano. The soil surrounding this lake has high quantities of carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide, threatening the trees and people. It was discovered that extraordinarily high carbon dioxide levels were leaking from the soil and destroying the trees. In 1990, after a series of small earthquakes, the U.S. Forest Service noticed areas of dead trees surrounding the lake. The area has since grown to 100 acres of dead and dying trees around this lake. Our next deadly lake is Karachay Lake. Located in Russia, Karachay Lake is another one of the most polluted lakes in the world. Don't be fooled by its deep blue water, it can kill you. It is regarded as the most polluted lake or site globally. Between 1934 and 1957, the Soviet Union used the lake as a nuclear waste dump for 12 years. According to World Watch Institute on Nuclear Waste, high-level radioactive waste is said to cover nearly the entire lake down to a depth of 3.4 meters. In 1990, the radiation levels in the region was 600 roentgens per hour, which is enough to kill a human in under an hour. Our next deadly lake is Boiling Lake. The name is self-explanatory. Boiling Lake, located in Dominica, a picturesque Caribbean island, is the second largest natural hot spring. The cool outer margins of the lake keep temperatures around 180 to 197 degrees Fahrenheit. There have been no measurements of the lake's core, but images show the water is boiling. The temperature can't be controlled because of a breach in the lake bed where the molten lava escapes. Even if the water stops boiling, it can start again at any time. The lake also releases hazardous gases like carbon dioxide. Our next lake is Onondaga Lake. Onondaga Lake is an example that people do not always respect nature, even when it threatens an urban community. This lake was considered sacred by the local Onondaga Native Americans, but it has now become a draw with beaches, hotels, and recreation. Unfortunately, as the area got more industrialized, the lake became a major source of pollution since untreated trash was dumped in it for many years. In 1940, swimming was banned, and in 1970, fishing was banned due to pollution. Sadly, Onondaga Lake is now the most polluted lake in the United States and one of the most polluted lakes in the world. Our next deadly lake is Lake Monoun. Lake Monoun, a crater lake in Cameroon's West Province, is one of Africa's dangerous lakes. It erupted back in the 1980s. On August 15, 1984, a limnic eruption at the lake occurred, resulting in the release of a significant amount of carbon dioxide and resulted in the deaths of 37 individuals. The deaths were first believed to be a terrorist attack, but when a similar event happened at Lake Nyos 2 years later, the prevailing theory was there was a limnic eruption. Lake Monoun is one of the only 3 lakes in the world with a significant amount of gas absorbed and repressed deep beneath the lake water surface, creating the ideal conditions for a limnic eruption. When dissolved, CO2 erupts from deep lake waters, creating a gas cloud that can suffocate wildlife, cattle, and humans. It is known as a limnic eruption. Our next deadly lake is Lake Kivu. Lake Kivu is among the only 3 exploding lakes globally and is one of the deadliest lakes known to mankind. It is also referred to as one of the African Great Lakes. It is located on the border between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Lake Kivu is one of several lakes that line the East African Rift Valley. This famed African lake has a surface size of 1,040 square miles and is one of the continent's largest. Lake Kivu is a fascinating subject for scientists and a potential source of risk and riches for the millions of people living nearby due to its strange mixture of characteristics. Although Lake Kivu is a beautiful lake, it acts differently than most deep lakes, making it dangerous. The picturesque Lake Kivu has the potential to erupt in a rare limnic eruption, releasing lethal chemicals into the atmosphere. Geologists found evidence of massive local extinctions about every 1,000 years due to these outgassing events. Our next deadliest lake is Lake Natron. Lake Natron is another killer African lake. Located in Tanzania, Lake Natron is considered one of the deadliest lakes in the world. It's a very picturesque lake that's home to millions of flamingos. It is, nevertheless, extremely toxic to humans. The high amount of evaporation in the area has resulted in the alkalinity of up to 12 pH. The lava has a significant amount of carbonate, but very low calcium and magnesium, which has allowed the lake to concentrate into a caustic alkaline brine. The cyanobacteria that resides in the lake has turned it a crimson color. Yet contrary to popular belief, the alkaline waters of Lake Natron in reality sustain a healthy ecology of flamingos and other wetland birds, tilapia, and the algae that enormous flocks of flamingos feed on. I would still avoid swimming in this lake. Our last lake is the deadliest lake in the world, Lake Nyos. Lake Nyos is a crater lake in the northwest region of Cameroon. It's a deep lake high on the crater rim of an extinct volcano in Cameroon's Oku volcanic plain. A pocket of magma lies beneath the lake and leaks carbon dioxide. This lake may appear ordinary, but it is considered the world's deadliest. The Lake Nyos disaster, which occurred in 1986, rocked Africa when the lake unexpectedly unleashed a giant cloud of carbon dioxide in the middle of the night, killing over 1,700 people living around the lake and 3,500 animals. After the disaster, most of the towns and villages in the area had to be abandoned. Please subscribe and smash that like button. Hit the notification bell so you do not miss any new videos. Until next time, keep exploring, even if it's just your backyard. Be sure to check out the links in the description to help plan your next dream vacation.